For the pontiff to come to Canada to personally acknowledge the devastating toll of church-run residential schools on Indigenous lives. Today, Pope Francis was greeted on arrival by the people and culture those institutions once sought to erase. Compelling scenes that will no doubt also shape his trips to Quebec City and Iqaluit over the next 6 days. The visit is already evoking a spectrum of emotions from Canadians. As Sarah Ryan reports in our top story, everyone is watching and waiting to hear what the Pope has to say on the Catholic Church's role and responsibility in generations of anguish.
After a lengthy 10.5-hour flight from Rome, the leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, has arrived. Using the support of a wheelchair to relieve a strain on his ailing knee, the same one that's limited his mobility recently and led to the recent cancellation of a trip to Africa, Francis otherwise appeared well, smiling at those who came to greet him. Fittingly, the first to welcome the Pope to Edmonton was Canada's first Indigenous Governor-General, Mary Simon, followed by the Grand Chief of Alberta's Treaty 6 First Nations, George Arcand Jr., and then the Prime Minister. The latest step on the path to reconciliation, the reason for the Pope's visit, front and center. Grand Chief Arcand called the meeting humbling, adding he asked Pope Francis directly to walk with Indigenous Canadians on a new journey.
Come and talk and apologize to our survivors so that we could begin our journey of healing and that we can begin the opportunity to change the way things have been for our people for many, many years.
Around 25 dignitaries were introduced to the Pope Sunday, including elders and residential school survivors. All are keenly aware of the Church's role in the residential school system, all awaiting an apology on Canadian soil.
It's a long time coming for the people that suffered in the schools, but I'm glad to live the day that I seen it.
Edmonton's mayor called the Pope's arrival a chance for the start of a new chapter.
We should never be afraid to talk about what went wrong, but with the view that we need to move forward together to build a better future for all of us.
Pope Francis, now 85 years old, was escorted through the hangar, surrounded by security, and into a small waiting Fiat to be escorted into Edmonton, the first stop on his three-city papal visit. Although it is Sunday, the Pope will not be celebrating Mass. Instead, he will be resting here at St. Joseph's Seminary in central Edmonton. Catholics we spoke to outside the Basilica are also eager to hear from him.
I think all Catholics are really excited for him to be here, but at the same time we recognize it's a somber occasion.
We have been praying for weeks now that it's going to be a really good visit for the Pope, that he'll be welcomed, and that there will be a spirit of reconciliation like we haven't seen before.
Some were able to snag tickets for the Pope's open-air Mass this week. Some 60,000 people are expected at Commonwealth Stadium on Tuesday.
It will be a dream come true.
But on his first day in Canada, the Pope chose not to speak publicly, reserving his opening statement for Monday in Musqueam, where he'll apologize for the Church's role in residential schools.
When you own up to a wrong, that's when reconciliation could